downtown Manhattan, 7 p.m. It's dusk. The city's ambience of car horns, sirens in the distance, overtakes the senses. As day is becoming night, a figure cast in shadow sits on a ledge, his legs swaying, the heel of his foot tapping against the brick. He stands up, stretching. The reds and blues of his costume contrast with the white lenses of his mask, the raised black web patterning glinting in the coming moonlight. The ambience is cut off as an explosion blocks breaks through like the calm before the storm. That's not good, he says, stepping off the rooftop, going to a free fall, wind rushing as he fires a web line, swinging from it. At the arc, he lets go, falling forward before he fires another web line. The sound of screaming is heard from bystanders, as a massive, brutish man wearing some kind of mechanized rhinoceros armor bats the vehicle aside like it was nothing more than an empty soda can. It crashes into a building, letting out another explosion.
Where is the Spider-Man?
Up here, you giant rhino man? Massive mechanized rhino man looks up at the street lamp, seeing Spider-Man perched on the rim, looking down at him.
Finally, I knew I'd draw you out.
And you are?
I am the Rhino!
The rhino drops his stance, moving fast, picking up momentum as he tilts his head, then collides with the concrete base of his head, with enough force that he runs right through it, like it was parchment paper, causing it to fall. Spider-Man leaps off of it, noticing a few bystanders in his path. You know it's dangerous not to yell timber when you bring something down, right? Or is that just for trees? Quickly stretched out his hand, firing a weapon that latched onto the street lamp as he yanked it, which made it fall in a different direction.
Shut up and let me squash you, little spider.
The rhino charges again. Spider-Man goes to leap, but his tackle slammed into a parked car. He gets embedded into it as it goes over the curb, slamming into a storefront. Ow, that's rude, he says while pulling himself from the wreckage. Once freed, he hears the thunderous footfalls as his spider sense alerts him to the impending danger. His head whips up to see Rhino charging at him once more. Alright, kid gloves are coming off, he mutters to himself, aiming his web shooter at the rhino's legs, firing a web line, yanking himself forward, allowing him to zip in between the charging villain's legs, getting onto his back. He then crawls his way up to his shoulders, then starts sending powerful punches into the behemoth's head, trying to disorient him. He then grabs onto his horn, using it to guide the rhino into a power line. Just as they're about to hit him, Spider-Man backflips off, landing in a crouch. The power line is toppled over as the cords drop all around the rhino, jolting him with thousands of volts of electricity, while he lets out a scream of intense pain until he's rendered unconscious. Spider-Man takes a deep breath, feeling his injuries, fires two web lines at the rhino's shoulders, then using his strength to begin to pull him from the live cords until they were a safe distance away. Sirens wail in the distance, getting closer. Alright, pal. I would stay and chat, but the NYPD really doesn't like me. But they're definitely gonna need a forklift or something. Spider-Man jokes as he jumps, firing a web line, pulling himself away. It would take about 15 minutes until he reached home. He crawled into the window of his bedroom, falling out of his bed. He pulls off his mask, feeling the bruising on his eye, then wiping away some of the dried blood from his lip. He hears a notification buzz on his phone. He picks it up. There's a new episode out on an anti-superhero podcast. It's titled Spider-Man Zero in Hero. Great.
Welcome back to the Super Zero Podcast. I'm your host, Mike Haywood, and today we're talking about the Zero in Hero. Earlier this afternoon, the masked vigilante known as Spider-Man was spotted brawling with what appears to be a 7-foot rhino man.
More like 10?
Whatever that means. The fight caused thousands, and I mean thousands, and property damage. It's honestly miraculous no one was seriously injured or killed.
Wow. They really love focusing on the negatives.
Also, like, where do these freaks even come from? And that costume looks like a toddler's art project.
Sorry that not everyone has Tony Stark money.
This guy should just hang it up. We've got enough wannabe heroes. I'd take Daredevil over this guy any day.
Maybe he's right. Maybe I'm not doing enough. Peter scrolls, pausing on a video of a child holding up a crown drawing of Spider-Man. It's signed Spider Kid 617. He presses play.
What Spider-Man Means to Me by Spider Kid 617. Spider-Man's like my dad. He's a police officer. They never give up. They always do what's right. They stop the bad guys.
Peter stares at the screen, going quiet. Takes a deep breath. Suddenly, a police scanner crackles to life.
We've got an active robbery in progress. Suspect is armed with shockwave projecting gauntlets. Offers requesting immediate backup.
Peter slowly sits up, pain in every motion. I'm gonna regret this. He pulls his mask down. As he walks to the window, he steps out onto the ledge, then leaps.